They go, welcome to the Pop and Tam Show today.
And excellent adventures.
Yep, we're actually just made it in time because we just had a fitness group over there on the other side. So let's see if we got the other microphone up, trying to baffle the old ladies from exercising.
Well, there was one old man in there.
Well, most of them was old hens. So let's check it out and see what we got going on for sound. Video.
Looking at that
there
too.
It is live.
Thursday live. Can you hear it okay? Can't hear him cackling over there?
Not a whole lot. So there's 4 people on. So welcome. So today we're going to have Chase, that's actually the promoter for Thunder Beach Motorcycle Rally. It's going to be coming on. And I'm going to tell us a little bit about what's going on there, what kind of events he's got. He's got some pretty big bands coming this year. For you guys that want to be the hard rockers, he's got quite a few of them. I'll put my glasses back on. There's a ride like your life depends on it. What's up, guys? We're here in Florida. It's supposed to be another hot day. We're actually going to meet up with the Badgers this afternoon. And then might make it down to Fort Myers to look around. I don't know yet. Depends on how long this lasts. Because it's noon here in sunny, I won't say California, sunny Florida.
The Sunshine State.
That's right. Can't say it's the Orange State anymore. They ain't got no freaking oranges growing around here anymore. They're all mowing down, putting condos up now. Never seen so much. Well, not so much here, but when we were up in Orlando, never seen so much freaking building in all my life.
We don't have a thing, do we?
But
the mouse.
No, you got to click on this.
Yeah.
So Clint's on.
Hey, Clint.
He's making it down here. Daryl S is on. I don't have the mouse. I forgot to grab him. Can't wait for the rally. Yep. Are you going, Brandon? Are you going to?
Which rally are you talking about?
Are you going to Thunder Beach? Slim Jim's on, and Dave's Crazy Trains. He's up there in Missouri.
Oh, that's cool. He's probably. Oh no, I guess it's a little early.
So have you hit any of the bad weather they've been having up there?
It's been bad.
And it's all going across. We've been getting a lot of stuff. Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, St. Louis area.
Mississippi,
We've been seeing a lot. Haven't heard anything from our relatives in St. Louis area. Nobody's been really posting anything, so I'm assuming they haven't got anything too bad. Normally they don't
Emery's on.
Normally the bad weather isn't till the end of the, late, like in August.
April showers bring May flowers.
Yeah, showers, not tornadoes.
Tornadoes bring disaster.
Emery's working on the boardwalk.
Oh, there you go.
Ocean City. There you go. What's going on down there?
Getting it all ready for the bike rally, huh?
Well, he's probably getting ready for
summer.
Yeah, summer, spring break, and spring break's over. But get ready for Memorial Day. Before we know it, May will be here into May and Memorial Day. I don't know when does they get beachy there. When does the crowd start coming out? A lot of the snowbirds are leaving. Some of them are still leaving this month from down here in Florida. Some of the people that are just over here cackling, they were just saying that they were maybe by the 15th. Some of them said they were going to be gone by.
It got really dark again.
Yeah, probably go over there and kick that light switch on. They're over by that
think they'll
by the trash.
Yell at me.
Too bad. We'll get over it. We need light to work. Some of us have to work here, So. Chase will be on in a few minutes, and we'll be talking about that, giving some good information. AC, whoa, that got really bright. There you go. All right, yeah, that's all right. Oh, it's 82 degrees there in Ocean City. Hey, that's not bad. That's pretty good weather. So you're probably already getting the beachy crowd down there. There's the old ladies cackling, getting ready to leave over here. Neil's on. He made it on. He was telling us he was going to make it up there. Wayne Alaska's on. Alaska in the house. While you're in town, come by and check out Tallahassee, April 14th through the 16th. Tallahassee. Well,
that's up north.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back in Orlando during that time.
On the 14th.
So I'd have to see. Is that a bike rally in Tallahassee? Tallahassee bike rally. Yeah, that's what he wrote down.
Distance from Tallahassee to Orlando.
We'll see how far that is. Maybe we can make it up there in a day.
259 miles.
That's a long drive for a day.
Yep.
We'll have to see what we can do. Get up really early to make it today. Neil did. And Brandon's in the house. And I guess I went to the rally in October and decided to come back. see, they want to tell me all this new stuff. Click that out of the way. To see bigger turnout. Yeah. Always the spring rallies, no matter what anybody tells you, spring rallies are always the biggest rallies. They're going to have the most people there. It usually lasts a few more days than what it does typically for the fall rallies. Spring rallies, especially. These rallies here in California, these rallies here in Florida are more popular in the spring because the people up north have such crappy weather. They're tired of the snow and all the different stuff that's going on. So a lot of that is why they come down to these rallies here in Florida. So plus you got a lot of locals. We're coming up here just in a few weeks, which we'll be talking about soon. Is Leesburg rally's coming up. It's actually before the Panama City Thunder Beach Rally. But a Thunder Beach Rally is probably one of the biggest ones for entertainment. A lot of people always say that, especially about Sturgis. I want to go to a rally that's got big name bands, got this, got that. Well, you got to realize that you're going to pay for that.
Money.
And those are the things that's going to change the rally, just like the Buffalo chip. People say, oh, it costs so much to get in the Buffalo chip. It's this and this and this. But if you look and see what you're paying, right now, the wristband, I think it's up to $425 now. But if you sat there and you watched 10 nights of concerts, that's, what is it, $50 a concert? $10, $50? Yeah, no, it'd be less than that. So you're saving a lot of money if you take advantage of the concerts. If you're not going for the concerts, then that's why you should have bought the tickets when they were $2.25 at the very beginning of the year, like we did. You get them at the best price. So,
I want to text him back again.
Mark's on. He's from Tennessee. Getting into that bad weather yet up there in Tennessee. Man, it's been a really bad year for all that. Luckily, we've been, knock on plastic here, that with all the rallies this year, it turns out like what we've had so far with Daytona. Daytona, we had a little bit of rain, not even enough to even make a difference this year. It was a great rally, and hopefully that'll start off our rally season, being that we'll have some really good weather. A lot of it turned out really bad for the fall rallies out this way last year. With
the hurricane.
Yeah, hurricane coming through, and Myrtle Beach.
They retired that name. I didn't know they did that. If the hurricane is a devastating hurricane, they retire that name, and so they retired Ian.
And that's actually the third worst tornado hurricane for Florida, which is kind of shocking. I thought this was the biggest one, but it wasn't. There's two above them. We talked about that yesterday. So there he is. Chase is on, so we'll get him on here in just a minute to tell you about all that's going on. Oh, Neil's still in his bike building. Third place. He's still in there. If you're interested in this helps Neil out. What he does is he gets a chance to go to OCC Choppers, and he gets to build a motorcycle with them. And it'd be pretty neat. Maybe if he wins, we can tag along. I don't know. We were going to go down there and talk to him, but we never made it back down there to talk to him and see what's going on. Nothing where I live.
East Tennessee Mountains.
Okay, that's good. Yep. Chase was on. He just stepped off. He'll be back in a minute. Yep. We'll get him on in just a few minutes.
As soon as he comes back on. And we got about 30 people on, so that's good.
Somebody texting you?
No.
So everything's going pretty good. Weather's pretty good. And so are you ready, Chase?
Give us a thumbs up if you're ready.
Yep. He's shaking his head. Yeah.
You got your ear thing on?
No, I do not. I put my earplug on. That way we can hear, because the speaker in the I guess we should put it on the other side.
Oh, yours. I don't
know. I just hold it up there. Let me bring him in. Add the stream. There he is. Hello.
How are you doing?
Pretty good. So this is Chase. He's actually from Thunder Beach Productions. See, I got it right. And I just took a minute. And he puts on a whole lot of rallies, but today we're going to talk about Thunder Beach Rally. Oh, I got a ticker tape I was going to put on the bottom here. Banners, click on that. There it goes.
So those are the dates.
Okay, so we put up there that the dates that you can, when it's coming. Also, he's got a website up that you can get your tickets and all that great information. Shows you the band, shows you all the events going on, the bike shows, all kinds of stuff going on. So tell us a little bit about what you got going on for the rally.
Well, this is our 25th anniversary of Thunder Beach in Panama City Beach, Florida. May 3rd through the 7th. One of the biggest things that's new for us, or new-ish, is the concert series that we've added in the past two events. Really trying to ramp up the entertainment that we've had, especially over the years, making it as big an entertainment as you would see anywhere. So this year we've got a free concert with Buck Cherry on Wednesday, May 3rd. Opening for them is a band named Tuck Smith. If you're familiar with Jackal, it's actually Jesse James Dupree's son's band, which is pretty cool. Thursday is when the ticketed concerts start, and we have Rob Zombie and Jackal performing on the main stage. Jared James Nichols will be opening for them. Gates open at 5 p.m., I believe, on Thursday, May 4th. On Friday, May 5th, we've got Leonard Skinnard and Candlebox that we're really excited about. Tim Watson, if you've been to the event before, will be opening for them on the main stage. And then Saturday, May 6th, I hope everybody is a metal fan. We have Pantera and Drowning Pool. And Jasmine Cain will be opening for them on the main stage as well. So we've got quite the rock music lineup. Hopefully a rock of, generations with all of those different rock bands. So really excited about that.
Yeah, there's a lot
Hang on. Do you still have tickets for all the events?
We do. There are very few VIP tickets left. There's general admission passes left. For the first time, we're offering car parking to be purchased in advance if there's anybody coming in a car. We also have trailer and cargo trailer and truck parking available as well on there. I'm sorry, you guys went blank.
And that we have exercise ladies that were over here earlier.
Oh, that's
still out here. So you're going to have some bike shows, right?
Yep. So we, if you remember last year, we had the strip location. That property actually sold, and we're moving back to the Crossroads location, which is across from Sharky's Bar and Grill.
Okay.
We love that location, and we're super happy to have it back, and it's a great venue. We will have a lot of vendors there. There's bike parking there, but all of the bike shows and sound off shows will be there as well. So that information is posted on the thunderbeachproductions.com website. I don't know that the times of each show are displayed as of yet, but I will have those up there within the next week when we finalize that schedule.
You did have the times up. So the times were up on the website.
Good.
So I did see that where, because I guess Thursday night, everything starts a little bit early. I think it's like 15 minutes earlier, I guess, due to the time because of how loud you can be in the park.
For the bands and stuff, yeah. So we have the curfew on Wednesday and Thursday is a little bit earlier than Friday and Saturday. Obviously, there's condos that are around Frank Brown Park, so we've got to be mindful of our neighbors.
So somebody had a question. What do you think the crowd's going to be this year compared to last year?
It like any outdoor event, weather has a lot to do with it. But I think as folks, continue to make arrangements to be there earlier, the offering of the free concert on Wednesday, I'm very, very excited to believe that I think we will be even bigger than last year. But, I think all in all, if I look at kind of all the factors, which is really hard because for the most part, we're a free and open to all public event. I'm looking at lodging and things like that in the city to kind of give a best guesstimate of what is coming to town. I believe we should be in the 125,000 people range for the spring rally.
That's pretty good. That's a good crowd.
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't want to get too big. You don't want to get like Daytona where it gets stupid crazy. It's not I like this rally because to me, even though Daytona is a beach city too, this seems to be more of a beach city. A lot of the bars are right there on the beach.
Right.
And I like that better than you see when you're looking at, like Daytona, for instance.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I kind of like about that. And also there's some really great riding there going down along the coast.
Yeah.
We always like to go down to
Destin. We go to McGuire's.
Yep. Yeah.
And
you can basically peel out of Frank Brown Park onto 98 and go through like what's called the 30A area and be in Destin like within 45 minutes. And I mean, great shot. It's a 4-lane road. and it is a good ride, and you can take back roads to get there too.
Yeah. You
But
can go along the coast and go to some of those little beachy towns.
oh yeah, stop through, Rosemary and Santa Rosa, and I mean, those areas are beautiful. And, have lunch halfway on your way and come back or whatever you do. But yeah, I would agree. I think Panama City has a lot to offer as the town. You've got great places like Sharky's and Hammerhead Fred's and the Salty Goat and Miss Newbies. And I mean, those Pineapple Willie's, those places are a draw in and of themselves. Obviously we have all the things that are going on with the event and the vendors and the bike shows and the stunt teams and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, the people are coming to get the whole experience, which, is really important. And I think, and I'm probably biased, but I think there's so much more to do in Panama City than Daytona. I mean, there's,
Well, then you don't have to ride so far. In Daytona, it's a long distance to get from one place to another place to another place. So it's kind of like nice where you're at. Heck, I don't even think it's a 10-mile. It's not even. I don't even know how far it is from Frank Brown's Park all the way down to like Miss Newbies. It's really not that far.
But like 4 miles maybe. It's not very far.
So you're also going to have a lot of new demo rides, different vendors there for demo rides.
Yep. So we'll have Harley, Indian, BMW, and Yamaha here for the spring. So
and they'll all be at Frank Brown Park?
And they'll all be at Frank Brown Park. 9 to 5 is the demo times, Wednesday through Saturday.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. So you got a couple more than you had from last year, so that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, so we had BMW join up in the fall along with Yamaha. It was Harley and Indian for the spring of last year. So now we'll have all 4 of them.
Oh, that'd be pretty neat.
Yep.
So it's pretty exciting. Do you have anything else you want to tell us?
I've had more new vendor signups than I recall. To be between Frank Brown Park and Harley and the Crossroads venue. We probably have 20 to 30 vendors who've never sat up with us before, which is really good. And what's cool is several of them are actually local. So
oh, that's nice.
Local local products that you're not going to see anywhere else. So that's kind of the cool thing too. Is you go to a lot of these rallies, you'll see a lot of these same vendors, and those vendors are great. Your wheel guys, your pinstriper, your leather guys, whatever you may see, because a lot of times you become friends with those business owners. But you do want to see some of the local stuff. And if I'm going to Panama City, I'm like, well, I want to see some of the local people that live there. So it's really cool. And honestly, a few of the nonprofits that have signed up, there's a deaf community that's going to have a booth, and they're doing a fundraiser for locals in Panama City. The VFW is involved. I mean, when you really if you walk through the vendor village intentfully versus just kind of, walking down the center, head down, not really looking. If you kind of walk through and get to see and hear where everybody's from, it's really cool. I mean, as you guys know, we have a ton of vendors at Frank Brown,
right.
But if some of those smaller vendors kind of get lost amongst the bigger ones, if you take the time to kind of go and look or listen to what they're talking about, it can be pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah, it's not, and if you're going to plan on going, you need to hurry up and book because it's only 27 days away, correct?
Yeah, yes.
Thanks for reminding me.
Down, right? You got to get all those last minute things done.
It's getting close. I better order some more beer or something.
Yeah, it's gonna be. All righty, we do appreciate you coming on today and giving everybody all this great information. And if anything exciting happens, you just let us know, and we can put that out, or you can even come back again if we got something that you want some breaking news. Maybe you have the Rolling Stones show up at the last minute or something.
Yeah.
You never know.
I'm a big Stones fan. Unfortunately, they won't be there.
Oh, I know. We always talk the Buffalo Chip. Rod there, he always told us that we asked him the one thing: what's the one band you wish you could have that you've never been able to get? And he said it's Bob Seger. He says every year we call him and he's like, let me see what I can do. And he never comes through. And I'm like, I don't know. I would think he would be a guy that would be great for motorcycle rallies.
He doesn't tour anymore. I mean, when he
Well, he's
did
out right now.
Bob Seger's out right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's doing a summer tour, I think. So
A lot of them are doing. It's like Kid Rock. Kid Rock, I think, is not coming out till June this year, and so there's a lot of bands that are kind of a little bit slower
taking
this
a
year.
break.
Yeah. Well, I've been told Bob Seger won't be touring, and he is definitely one that is on my list.
Oh, okay.
But if you had to ask me, Aerosmith is one, which
Yeah.
is they are touring next year.
Yeah.
Metallica is one.
Oh yeah.
But also, I truly believe that you want to provide a great show for folks.
Mm-hmm.
You start talking about bands and cost. I think
Oh
most
yeah.
people are not even in the same universe of what they think it costs to produce.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
Oh, I
can
know, and that's why I
imagine.
tell people that all the time
Yeah.
when they go to Daytona and they say, "Oh, they don't have any big bands." I said, "They're all free shows.
Yeah,
You're not
Yeah.
paying for nothing." I said, "What do you expect for free?" I said, "It's and they complain about the buffalo chip and stuff, and it's like it costs money to bring these.
And
If you didn't have the sponsors you had, you wouldn't be able to bring them probably in either. So they don't realize what the total price it takes to bring those big names in."
Well,
And
the chip is unique in its own sense. I mean, it's a full-time venue with a stage that's built. Where
yeah.
we bring in a mobile stage, build it in 2 days,
Yeah.
produce some of the biggest acts that
Oh yeah.
are touring. It's I don't think people take into that into effect, and
Yeah.
the insurance requirements that the cities now pass on,
right.
and the amount of security, and suddenly $1 million doesn't get you to even open your gates.
No, that's true.
Yeah, it's very pricey.
Like, when we offer a $90 a day or $150 or $165 for the weekend, and I live in Nashville, when I look at shows like that my daughter want to go see, like Drake at Bridgestone, and it's like the cheapest seat is $400, I'm like, if you're complaining about the price, you probably don't go to a lot of concerts.
Right.
No, that's what I said. I tell people that when they complain about it. Oh, well, I wish they would have had this person or that person. I said, you could fly to New York or you could fly to Las Vegas or Los Angeles, and you could probably see all those big bands playing in those venues.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like the other day. What was it? Adele or something was charging $1,500 for a ticket to get into her show in Vegas, and I'm like, that's insane. I think it was Adele.
Yeah.
She was getting $1,500, and one person, I guess, that Bobby Bones show, we were listening to him, and somebody another artist volunteered to pay for tickets for these two people to go. It ended up costing the two tickets alone were $8,500 for decent seats, and it's like that. She wanted to go see Elton John, and it was $300. So I'm like, no, I'm not paying $600 for a general admission seat.
We saw Elton on my birthday in October, and that's about I think. We were on the floor. We were probably row 15 or 20 back, and I think we were $200 or $300 a ticket.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. It's just that's a lot of money for a couple hour show.
I think most people believe that like a big name act is 50 to 100 grand, and I think that they would be shocked when they're off by like 10 to 20 times that.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's when some of the times there was gossip going around what Kid Rock charged last year and stuff, and it's like you don't realize, when we talk to Rod, he tells us a little bit more info, but when they would charge a lot less, but it's going through their production company and all the people in the band and all the stuff that's got to be done, and that's what he said. I said, we always love to try to meet those guys, and he says sometimes it's in their contract that their promoter put that they don't allow them to talk to anybody.
Right.
And I'm like, that's just insane. You pay all that money for them, and they're like, they're not going to give you the time of day when they walk through the car. It's kind of sad that some get like that.
Well, but there is a business aspect to it too. So like specifically the Kid Rock, because we had him last fall.
Yeah.
And people don't understand when a band like that shows up, especially last year when he was on that really big tour, 6 semi shows up. And suddenly there's 50 people there working to set up. And when you start breaking down that cost, you're like, okay, how much does it cost to truck around 6 semis with 50 people? And I mean, these people are working from probably 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when they load the show out.
Right.
There is gigantic expense that goes around with touring. So, you know, when I have friends who ask me and they go, how much did you pay this? How much did you pay that? And I'll tell them, and I said, and it's wild. It's a 90-minute show, and that's how much I paid them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously,
It's-
joking. I'm like, you have no clue what, you know. And then again, they too the same things, the permitting and the you know, the pyrotechnics that a show might have, or the screens that they bring to make the show better, or all the people who are controlling the cameras and the spotlights, and
It all adds up.
it all
And
adds.
then, yeah, and then even the security. I think last year in the spring, one of the bands required a special security had to be there.
Well, you know, for us, the county sheriff is a really good advocate for us, and we've got about 30 of them on site. But that doesn't come free either.
No, that's right.
So when you take a look at, you know, providing a show not only that is memorable for people, but not that you would ever question the security of or how you feel there, that's, you know, something to take into consideration as well, especially in this really crazy world we live in now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's crazy, crazy,
Yeah.
crazy. So I don't want to take up all your time because I know you're counting down 27 days. You probably got a lot of things you got to get done before then. But if you got anything going on, let us know. We'll be happy to put it out for you, and we'll be seeing you real
Soon.
shortly then.
Yes. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right. You
All
take
righty,
care.
thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Oop.
Oop, and
Say
cut them off
bye.
a little too quick. Okay, so we can take our earplugs out.
Yes.
Well, I answered some of your other questions that you guys came out with. Somebody was asking what we thought about Sturgis this year. Will it be bigger and better? You know, remember, this isn't a 5-year. You know, the 75th, the 80th, the 85th. Now, the 80th wasn't so big, but it was good enough for us. But the 85th, you know, they'll be coming up here soon. It's going to build up better.
Hello.
We're going to talk about it later.
Yes.
Tomorrow, we talk a little bit about the video we come out tomorrow with. We're going to tell you a little bit about the campgrounds, who's already sold out. There is sold out campgrounds already in Sturgis. Some of them have very few spots left. Some of the really big ones are really getting down to the nitty gritty. So yes, this looks like it's going to be a pretty good year in Sturgis this year, just from what we're seeing. We're going to be getting a hold of the hotels probably next week, and we'll be letting you know a little bit about what they've got. I know one of them, the Sturgis House, I think you called them, didn't you? The Sturgis hotel,
yes.
the one that's on Junction.
They only have 3 days available. I think it's the 10th, 11th, and 12th.
So they're that hotel you can sit out front. It's not the one that's
It's
on.
right on Junction.
Yeah, it's not the one that's on Main Street. One on Main Street's only got like 7 rooms, and they're probably already sold out. But we'll call and ask them. But a lot of them really book up really quick, and it looks like it's going to be a really good year because everybody always thinks, you know, these off years it's going to be a little bit better, won't be quite so crowded, and typically yes, you know, by the time we get to the 85th. It's probably going to be, because it is just like the Buffalo Chip. They're building up to the 85th. They're doing, the crew's going to be showing up there next week. Hopefully the snow will be gone. And they're planning on doing a whole bunch of neat work to the entrance, and they're building some stages. Hey, it might even be a Bob and Tam stage there if all goes well. And we're moving up in the world, moving on up to the west side.
East side.
Oh, sorry.
In
I
a
wanna go to the-
deluxe apartment.
No, it's a deluxe stage.
That's
So,
true.
So I don't know if there's anybody I didn't answer the question that they asked, and somebody did ask, is Panama City traffic? Yes, Panama City traffic on Saturday and Sunday does get pretty hectic there, because what happens is it's not the motorcycles, it's the people from inland come across out to the island out there, and they just drive around looking to see what the hell's going on.
They want to see all the motorcycles.
So if you want to go, you know, if you want to go to the concert or something like that, you're best to get there a couple hours early. Go check out the vendors and stuff like that, and then you're there for the concert. Even if you're going to go to the later one, like us, for instance, we're not a big Candlebox fan, but I definitely want to see Leonard Skinner. Rod's supposed to be coming in, so Rod's good friends with them. So hey, maybe we'll get to meet up with the band of Leonard Skinner. It's just something we can add to the list. Something we might, maybe they'll go on YouTube. I think they seem pretty laid back, but we're not big Candlebox fans. And
played them a lot.
Yeah,
the high school.
Yeah, we used to do high school dances. We're not big Rob Zombie fans either. Jackal's okay, but last time we heard him during the spring, it was really loud.
Yeah,
but we'll see. He might be different. He might. We just actually found a video that we seen was about 7 or 8 years ago. We seen
7 years ago
down in Daytona, not Daytona.
No,
we seen him down in San Diego. So I'm all mixed up. I can't figure out what side of the coast I'm on. And but it was in this little bitty bar that probably there wasn't even not even 100 of us in this bar. And I was right down front when he cut the chair up and stuff. And I'm going to trying to figure out how I can get it from Facebook, because I recorded it on my phone. I might have it downloaded someplace. I would love to make a short on that. And because I was right there. I was like, I could have stuck my arm out and got it cut off with a saw. And I was that close. But it was a great concert. It wasn't so super loud. It was the first time we had really seen Jackal in person. And it was like, wow.
We'd only seen him because we always left on Thursday on the Jackal night. So we were never there during Sturgis to see him. So we'd only seen him on the TV show. So to go down there and see him was kind of cool.
So George liked our interview. Thank you. And we've had Chase on before, and he's like everybody else. Every time we get him on, they always get a little bit better. Yeah. He did a great job. I was really, and Rod King's on.
Hey, Road King.
Road King, sorry.
That's not Rod. There's two of those.
Yeah.
There's Road King and Rod King.
Rock bands that can't play get loud. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to say nothing. But, I mean, they do have a really good lineup this year. Yeah. A lot of people always are looking for that hard rock and roll, and that's kind of what he's got. He's got Jasmine King coming in on, I think it's Saturday. She's doing the early part of the show. I think 5:30 she's coming on. But you can go to their website down there. If you go to www.thunderbeachproductions.com, or you can just Google Thunder Beach Motorcycle Rally, and it'll bring up their website. And it's already got the times. It shows you all the stuff. And I am kind of glad that they moved their lot. It used to be down there at the old Lucky 13 lot, and that was kind of a crappy lot. So now they're going to be across from Sharky's, and that used to be a very popular lot. So that'll be kind of neat, and that kind of gets the bike shows away from the vendor. And it's really neat. He's got 30 more vendors. Because at the dealership, it's kind of gone downhill at the dealership. They don't have as many people. You know, Dan Kite's there, and one sexy biker chick's there. The guy that sells the medallions to put on your bike and stuff, plates that he makes, he's there. Other than that, that's about it. They've been spending half the time they've been putting up a big old tent selling their stuff that they cycled off of people's bikes, recycled them, and selling it to you now. And which I bought an oil pan there. They lost the plug on it. I bought it, and I think I ended up already having one of those at home already after I bought it. Didn't know. So let's see what else we got going on. Is there going to be vendors at the boardwalk near Pineapple Willie's? I don't know. We'll have to call Pineapple Willie's. Last year they didn't, because that's where Sinister Sound used to always set up down there. No, not at Pineapple Willie's. It was over
the boardwalk. There's the Boardwalk Hotel, and that's not too far from Pineapple Willie's.
I don't think so. I kind of looked at their website. They didn't do nothing this fall either. Because they had a midget wrestling there that one year. I think they've kind of gone downhill. They had to be closed up for that hurricane, and it really hurt their business. And when they reopened, I think it was 2 years ago, and they had the vendors there, it didn't turn out very good. They really didn't have it. The only person who was in there was any good was Bill's trailer sales, sells all that stuff.
The only thing that a lot of vendors liked about in there was it was air conditioned.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll have to go to the boardwalk and see if anything shows up. Okay. And we'll take a quick look. I've known Jackal for years, and finally met Jesse at Wabash, Indiana. And now I talk to him at Full Throttle, Jesse is the nicest guy. Yeah, he's one of the great guys to talk to. Now, we didn't get to see him, and we didn't. Oh yeah, we did get him. We got him in Daytona. We didn't make it back for the concert though. That was kind of a night we kind of wore out. We just didn't feel like we was going to go to the midget wrestling. Didn't even do that. No. Sometimes these rallies just kind of wind us down too, and just too much to see and do, and at one time. Road Glide or Ultra Classic? You're asking me which one I like? I like the Ultra Classic, but I haven't really ridden a lot of Road Glides. I have rode them in demo rides and stuff, but I really haven't taken one out. I don't know if if the truck is being put on by, I should have asked him, if the truck is being put on by corporate or if it's being put on by the Harley dealer. If it's put on by the Harley dealer, then you get the road captains from the Hog Group comes and leads the ride. If it's not, then corporate does it. And we had a marketing guy that reached out to us in Daytona, and he got to us too late and wanted us to ride some of the bikes. Then I found out I probably could have rode the 135. Let's see if you guys got that. And so he originally said he's going to give me the 120 Road Glide, and we could just take it all day, do whatever we want, give her whatever she wants to ride. She was going to ride a trike, and we were going to ride that all around Daytona.
I was going to ride the Road Glide trike, the new one they got. They had one that was really pretty. It was painted.
Yeah, that wasn't one they're selling, though.
But it would have been cool.
So Neil says he likes the Ultra better. It just depends. You know, I don't. To me, really, the difference is I've always.
Is one heavier than the other?
Nah, they're about the same size. The big difference is that one the fairing moves, one doesn't. The fairing doesn't move.
He always
So,
thought that would be weird to
yeah.
not have the fairing move.
But I don't know.
I don't see anything at the boardwalk that talks about events. Rooms, promo code. Doesn't really have events unless you click on that.
Nope, I don't see anything. Is there a phone number? You can call them real quick.
Yeah. I'll look and see.
Yeah, she'll make a quick phone call and see if they got anything going on. But I'm going to say no. But we like Hammerhead Fred's. That kind of works with Chase too. It's one of the ones. If you go on his website, he shows you what's going on at Sharky's and what's going on at Hammerhead Fred's and all that. Hammerhead Fred's has got the 2 beauty contests. They got the young girls and they got the old over 30-year-old, 35
and the misses.
Yeah, there you go. And so we like to go to that. That's kind of usually pretty good, and the food's not too bad over there. I feel like.
Oh, they only do anything by email. They don't have no phone numbers on here.
Well, that kind of sucks. So I don't know. It's mostly with motorcycles. When people tell you, "Oh, I love this bike, I love that bike," it's like everything else you do to your motorcycle. It's actually personal. It's what you like, because you know there's people that drive road glides and just love them. There's guys that still have V-rods, and they're like, "I love my V-rod. It's the best bike in the world." No, I rode one. They're okay, but I wouldn't buy it for a regular bike for me to ride all the time. It's like some people like Indians and some people like BMWs. One of my friends has got a BMW, and he's always had BMWs, and he just loves the BMW. I'm not a big BMW guy. BMW just reminds me too much more of like a crotch rocket, because it's just all that plastic that's on the bike. I don't care for all that. I grew up in the age of Harleys and, you know, loud exhaust on your car and big fat tires on the back of your bike or car and all that stuff. And that's kind of that's what it says. A couple people have actually said that you probably know more about cars than you do motorcycles. And yes, I do. I should actually have a car channel, but I don't have a souped up car at home anymore, because that's what made me buy a motorcycle, because I was getting ready to buy. I've had a 55 Chevy, I've had some T-Birds and something like that. I had a Duster and a whole bunch of other cars I've had, Z28 and all that kind of stuff. Got rid of all that stuff, but I ended up getting to where, you know, if you really want to fix a custom car up like you want, you don't want to drive the stupid thing. You don't want to get anybody to bang the doors. You don't want to get a chip in it. You don't want somebody to hit you. You don't want to, you know, and you can't run it on the street like you want, because you want to, you know, push it. You want to push that 396 or big block or whatever you got in your car. So that's when I decided, you know, I want to buy a really nice motorcycle. And I've always had motorcycles all my life, but I've never had anything as expensive as I have with the Harley Davidsons. And so when I bought that, then I did. I fixed it all up. I put some chrome on the bike, changed the pipes, got a tuner on it, made it sound good, but at least I could ride it every day. And the chances of somebody beating it with a car door or something like that's pretty slim on a motorcycle. You don't really park that close to cars. Not saying that couldn't happen. So I that's kind of how I went the motorcycle route versus doing the car route. I still today, which I'd like to go back, I had a bunch of Jeeps too, CJ7s back in before the 80 models came out, 70 models I had, and I'd like to get a Jeep again. I had a 79 Jeep with a 304. I love that Jeep. Had a hard top on it, take it off, put it on. But it was in the wintertime. We lived in the Midwest in Illinois, and it was cold in the wintertime. The heater didn't work with a crap. So Dave looked between myself, and I'm leaning towards a road glide. Each bike has a purpose: travel, bar, hopper, run around town. That's right, and it's true. When she had her little 1200 Sportster, I loved riding that bike around town. It was great, especially in California for splitting lanes. Kawasaki Vulcan Classic. A lot of people like that bike. I never rode I rode some Kawasaki's, but I've never rode the Vulcan. But I mean, they did. I remember when. I think a couple of years ago when the police came to Sturgis, where the Harley sits up at now. There used to be a stunt show there, and I think that's what they had was Vulcans. I think it's been a long time ago. And so it just depends what you like to ride. You probably see pulling a trailer. You probably see more ultra classics than I do road glides. That's what I would think. That's what I seem to see. If you were pulling a trailer, do you think we see more? You may not really pay attention. Which ones would be more of an ultra classic or a Road King pulling trailers?
I would probably say ultra classic.
So, I didn't know she was paying attention enough to know that.
If I'm not sleeping.
So, but yeah, that's kind of what I would think if you were pulling a trailer. I don't know why that would be a big difference, but that's kind of what my thought would be. But I've never pulled a trailer either. We do have a lot of people that pull trailers, though.
Yeah. He always thinks it would be risky. So the boardwalk is more than happy to accommodate you with the room, but they are not having any events. They're not having any concerts or no vendors at the boardwalk, but they will rent you a room.
And they still have rooms available.
I guess so.
If you want to go check that out and you want to go stay at the boardwalk, it's right next to
Pineapple Willie's,
that's
not
right.
too far.
Yep, right around the corner from Miss Newbies and Hammerhead Fred's. And
Right
just
down
a
the
short
road.
ride over to Frank Brown's Park and the dealership, and the Indian dealer and all them are right there. That's kind of what's nice about that. And we always love going to McGuire's.
It's fun. And they got good food.
We won't be there as long this year because we're kind of staying with the vendors. So we're only going to probably get there on Tuesday, and then we'll have to pull out on Sunday. So I don't know when we're going to go. We'd almost have to go the first day we get there, Tuesday. So hopefully it's going to be good weather.
Yes. We've gotten caught in the rain coming back from McGuire's
Yes,
before.
got soaked.
Yes. Lone Cowboy Adventures.
Okay, so he pulls one with his road glide.
That's cool.
Road glide limited is what he's got.
Okay.
On my street glide, and it does good.
There you go.
So there's a few people that which I know we have a lot more, which we really want to do a series on trailers. We did get a couple people come on. We had one of them came on our channel.
Nicole and Andrew.
They came on and talked about their trailers.
They go to Sturgis. They
And,
take Glencoe.
And people wanted to know kind of the ins and outs of it, and we kind of had them on one time and talked about it. We'd like to go around and get a whole bunch of you together. We might have to try to see if we can set that up for like in Sturgis, so we can get a group of you together and maybe meet someplace. Maybe even just come up to the crossroads in Sturgis there, and maybe we can put you off to the side and we can have a little powwow and put some of it on tape and talk about the goods and the bads and what kind of trailers everybody's got. Because a lot of people ask that question. And how is it? If I got to back up or just different things. I've never pulled the trailer off the motorcycle, so I have no experience with it. I just never, I don't know. We just never had. We stayed in motels when we rode the bike originally, and then now we pull with we have the trailer we pull with the truck, so we don't really have a need anymore. But we were looking at them before. Yep. When we were in Sturgis one time, we were actually it was probably Bill's trailer sales. We were looking at some of his trailers.
Does wind affect it much? When we had Nicole and Andrew on, I don't think he said it, he did really well. I can't remember what kind of bike he had. But he had pictures and stuff. If you go back, I don't know if that live's still on. Was it live? It must have been live. Not really, Brad says. So there you go. There's somebody that has experience. I want to get one, but too many questions. I know. Maybe we can get that video done and then get some of those questions answered. Send us your questions and we can ask them because we may not think of them all. Going to the Keys in May, he said. That's cool.
Are you staying in So we are on the vendor's lot. Well, what's happened to us with our motorcycle rallies is it's getting way too expensive for us to do this anymore. That especially with the gas jumped up so high now that it is, it's not as high as it was. But I mean, we're over. Well, we got it at Walmart, which I got this sulfur in the diesel gas, which so far the truck's running fine. I got it for $3.58, I think, the other day when we bought that. But everybody else right now is over $4 a gallon right now where we're at down here in southern Florida. So so that's what's happened. It's gotten to be, this is getting too expensive for us. So what it's ended up happening is we make enough money to really pay for the gas. And that's about it so far this year. So what we're looking to do is if we can get people that will help us out, and Chase is helping us out. Chase is going to put us somewhere in the vendor lot with the vendors. That's why we're not getting there early. Before we would have to pay this year would have jumped up close to $1,000 to be there for the week of the rally. Got there like on Monday and leave on Monday. So we just can't justify that money anymore in our channel. We just don't. Why some videos, I just watched the Prime Cut Pro one the other day, came out on Daytona. He's got 758,000 views. And I'm like, holy crap. But I mean, he's got 1 million subscribers too. So there's a lot of people that are getting a notification. And nothing good or bad. We like Prime Cut. They're great people. But it's just like when you look at that and they're like, I don't get it. And so I don't know. So that's where we're at today. We're at the point where we have to look at, like where we're at now. We actually have camping memberships that we bought when we started this. We have 1,000 Trails. We have Coast to Coast. We have the ones called Boondockers Welcome. We have a different packages. So basically, once we got to Florida, we never paid again for camping. So in Daytona, we actually had one of our subscribers put us up for 3 weeks. We stayed on his property, except for 3 days that we went to a campground for free, one of our memberships, that we could dump and all that kind of stuff. And so we stayed there, and all we had was 110. Luckily, it wasn't hot enough at night that we did all right.
It was very comfortable.
There was only one night that was a little humid, but other than that, it worked out great. And Sam's a great guy. He set us up and always welcomes us back. And so we stayed there. So then we moved to 1,000 Trails in Orlando. We stayed there for a couple of weeks.
We went to Sherwood Forest first.
Oh, yeah.
But
So
it was still in Orlando.
yeah, it's still, it was an Encore Park, which is part of the 1,000 Trails collection. And so now we're down here in Port Charlotte, staying here for 2 weeks. Then we go back to Orlando. Then we go to Leesburg. And we do have a campground there that we can stay at now. We got in at the last minute. So we're waiting to see what the temperature is going to be to stay at Camp Easy Ride. Oh, also, we want to tell about the Spring Fling. I couldn't go back and get a lot of that. I don't know if he's still on.
I was texting him. I told him we'd call him today and get some more
Because
information.
he posted something earlier, but
it's way up at the top.
Yeah, it won't let me go back.
Uh-uh.
It won't let me go back up. Oh, yeah, there. Maybe it does.
Should be a Facebook one.
I don't see it.
Oh,
Shouldn't be that damn far away. There it is, Jeff. Yeah, there. Anybody that's anywhere near Arkansas, they're having the Spring Fling. It's April 20th through the 23rd. Bike rally. Weather should be 70s to 80s. And
He said you're sounding better. He asked how you were feeling.
Yeah,
said better than yesterday, but still not 100%.
Yeah. So Jeff's a great guy. He came out and talked to us. We're probably going to be doing bikes, blues, and barbecues this year if all goes well.
We're probably going to stop by and see him on our way home in May, the end of May. So.
And we'd like to go over there for this, but it's just the same thing. It's just so much. It's the mileage going over there and coming back, and then the wear and tear on my truck and all that kind of stuff. And so if there's anybody else I missed, let me know. Let me go back down to new comments and see where I left off at.
We're going to have a potluck now or something. They're bringing food in. This is a busy place. Well,
where you staying? Okay, so that's where we did. We just told you. Oh, I told you we were staying there.
He volunteers.
And, yesterday, OPEC is cutting production prices. Doesn't surprise me.
They do this all the time. I guess nearly $700 Wednesday through Thursday. Yeah.
And so
That's
in
much
our
it's
case,
costing.
the difference between, and a lot of people think of that and they wonder, they really turn lights on now.
Yeah.
And
Hello.
you look at this and you wonder if it's why we do this. We do this because we really enjoy doing it. We work the whole rally. We don't really enjoy ourselves. We're not really there to watch the concerts. We're not really there because I can't film any of that. So what we are all about is giving you guys great information, telling you what's going on, what to see, what to do, things like that. We don't really spend a lot of time. Since I'm one of these people anyway that kind of walk by things and kind of look and like, okay, I've seen it, done it. I'm off to something else. So that's kind of how we do there. So let's see what I was wondering about camping along the Gulf Coast. In Panama City, you couldn't camp on the beach. The only thing that we could find as a campground is they have one that's about 25 miles away. Maybe it's not even that far, but it was, you remember what that was called?
Peace River, that one?
No, it's that state park we stayed at.
Oh, in
Panama City.
Yeah. The one that's right there in Panama City is called St. Andrews. The one we stayed at was Pine.
Yeah, something like that. And it wasn't too bad. It was a really nice campground.
But it was like 30 miles away.
So they're asking Neil what he rides. Are you still in Florida? Yes, we are still in Florida. We are in Port Charlotte.
Watch the sugars, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
She don't
Nobody else calls them that. Down here, they call them no-see-ums. I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, those bug bites.
Greg's on from Michigan.
I'm like, no, they're called sugars. And I'm all over in the Midwest. I had them as a kid.
Roger, Arkansas on Saturday.
There you go.
So that's what Neil has for a bike. Yeah, Emil has a couple bikes because he actually flies from Alaska to is it
He
Wisconsin
has
or
one
Michigan.
Wisconsin. He's got a bike stored up there.
He just said what it was.
So,
How do you like handlebars? I love my handlebars. I'm gonna do a video on it and talk about it. She's gonna film me on it, but I've been kind of sick and it's been hotter than frick here.
and yeah, you know, when we were down here a couple years ago, it was the coldest it's ever been in Florida. And now we're here a couple years later, and it's the hottest
Oh,
it's
it's not
ever been
bad.
in Florida.
Brandon's staying the 3rd through the 7th at the boardwalk for $450. That's really not bad because like I
No?
say, the campground we would normally stay in, usually for the week, when we were there 2 years ago, they charged about $800 for the whole week, which wasn't too bad, but we don't get the views. It's kind of like now I'm dropping in money drastically now. Just the videos are putting out, nobody seems to be really interested in watching them. So we're not getting. I thought the Sons of Speed would do really well. I have people that drives me crazy with YouTube. One, you may not even know we put it out. They don't recommend it. But I have that all the time. When we're in Sturgis or Daytona, people's always like, why don't you film what started the rallies, the bike racing and stuff like that? That's what we really want to see. Well, you got it. We spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time editing. We spent 2 full days on their property. Came out with about a 30-minute video here showing you a lot of back scene stuff. Showed you all the racers. And these are famous freaking people. Some of the people there, Google their names. You think Billy Lane's big people? You ought to look at the rest of those people that are there. There are some very, very famous people there. And Jody Perowitz has got the fastest land speed record for a woman.
Yep.
And some of those bike builders that are there and stuff, they're there, the crews and stuff that they have. It's just, that blows me away that YouTube doesn't recommend it enough to people look at. I think I've got like 600. I got more people who were more interested in the breaking news on the Buffalo Chips announcement of the stage band that they have this swim. And it's pretty good. You know, I'm not a big Limp Bizkit fan. And Lita Ford, I remember her from the Runaways. That's way back time. She must be really getting old. And I'll have to Google her age. Because
I think she was in her 60s.
she'd have to be. She must have
I think I
been.
looked
But
her
I guess
up.
back then when the Runaways, I think they were 15 or 16 when I was about the same age they were. So 53 today in Michigan. They got a heat wave
64.
going on. 64. So she had a few years older than me. So George liked the race video. And it was. Even Billy Lane said he liked it. We sent it to him first because I did screw up on his mechanic. I put Billy with an IE, and I don't know why I did it. And there was a couple other names I had spelled wrong, and Billy watched it and said, hey, you need to change this, change that. And I'm like,
Thanks.
no problem. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't screw it up. And so he watched it and said he really liked it. And so it's pretty neat.
Getting ready to do another activity.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
Probably at 1 o'clock.
What are the
I
best
guess.
rallies you like to go to? Well, my number one rally is Sturgis. That is my number one rally. But there's all the rallies have benefits to them. My second best one, which we've only been there once, which is Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, which we were just talking about, the Spring Fling, same place. That's really another one that I really like. But I mean, Panama City, I like because of it's a beachy town. A lot of the bars and stuff, you're sitting on the beach. Not like Daytona, you really don't have anything you sit out on the beach on. Maybe if you got down there, but even there, you're not on the beach. If you go all the way down to Ponce Inlet, isn't it Ponce Inlet where the White House is at?
Oh, yeah.
There's a bar there, but you're really not on the beach. That's like a lagoon or something.
It's an
there.
inlet.
Yeah. And so,
like Merle's Inlet.
yeah. But I mean, for crazy bars, Suck Bang Blow's a really crazy bar there in Myrtle Beach. That whole area right there is really what makes that rally so great. But this might be our last year at Myrtle Beach. Same thing. We have to pay for a campground there. So the crowd is getting very loud. So we're going to wrap this up. Let me look at the last couple comments. He just commented to Neil. So go ahead and wrap her up.
So thanks for hanging out with us today. Don't forget about all the upcoming bike rallies, especially Thunder Beach Rally. We had Chase on today. So check us out earlier if you just came on. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Think about Patreon. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications. And we'll see you on the next video.
Yep. And then also tomorrow, we got that great video coming out on campgrounds, telling you who's sold out, what's available. We found some cabins to rent. We also found some trailers, some RVs to rent. Very, very reasonable. Neil, if you want to do something with those, you might want to book it now for next year. Yep. Because I think we're going to let the cat out of the bag and
they're going to get
all
gobble
those up. I have 22, and that white sheet is coming down again. It's snowing in Alaska. Well, you'd expect that in Alaska.
9mm James. There you go. Don't forget to go to Spring Fling. He's down there where that is. bicep biker. Sturgis is only one.
That's right. And so we're going to leave you all guys there because, like I say, they're going to play some game here or something. So,
And it's probably going to get really noisy.
so we'll leave you at that, and we'll see all you guys later and watch tomorrow's video. And if all goes well, we'll be live Sunday.
Alrighty, bye.
Bye.